I put out a great tier list years ago for SMB3, but game meta evolves somewhat, and I didn't want to leave you all in the dark on any developments going into the bigger sequel. Just so we're on the same page, the list deals with a season-long 9-inning format. It doesn't factor in salary cap as far as franchise mode, it simply shows how strong the team is in its base form. For some flavor, I'm going to name drop each team's 3 best players too. Let's get into it. The Sandcats' hope is that their strong defense can limit the damage of their weak starters, while they get some miracle base runners despite their poor hitting to take advantage of their speed before they give the ball to their excellent bullpen to finish the job. Hopefully. Their best players are Marsha Brown, Gasser Morris, and Maverick McMahon. F tier. The Grapplers lineup is pure studs and duds. When the top of their order is due up, optimism is abundant. When it's the back coming up instead, it's hard to see the glass half full. Their run prevention strategy mirrors the Cats' defense, yes. Relievers, yes. Starting pitching, not so much. Their best are Jovan Bambino, Mac Gunn, and Rally Overo. E tier. Bullpens don't matter is what the Platypi asserts. In every other area, they have average talent. It's hard to spin this as an actual strategy. Maybe they're just doing a challenge run where they put themselves on a level playing field until the late innings, where it gets serious. Maybe. Their best are Beefcake McStevens, Ace Von Asen, and Rufus Zumar. E tier. The Beewolves invest big time in some serious star power. They believe these guys will come up big for them and somehow rally the supporting cast to victory. Their starting pitchers rise to the occasion, but their hitting betrays a weakness, and their pen lacks any saving grace. Their best are Hurley Bender, Handley Dexterez, and Buster Biggs. E tier. The Buzzards are here to scrap. They're fine with balls in play. They have to be with their weak pitching. They trust their strong defense to clean up. On offense, they maintain a next guy up mentality, not trying to do too much, but keeping the gears turning. Their best are Buttons Bunterson, Jacques Often, and Mario Mustachio. D tier. The Sawteeth have a variety of position player archetypes. They like to keep opponents off balance. No one area is ultra impressive as a team, though. Most of their pitchers don't throw very hard. They're going for a spin-to-win play style. Their best guys are Slash Trips, Johnny Bags, and John Renero. D tier. The Crocodons are all in on their 3 prize starters. Their bet is that these horses can carry them deep into games because their bullpen is the worst in the league. Offensively, they are very light on power and will need to string some hits together to score. Their top dogs are Jovita Pulo, Maurice Brick, and Jerry Capps. D tier. The Heaters are a speed and defense team with a studs and duds pitching staff, a close comparison to the Crocs in a lot of ways. But their rotation softens up a bit earlier in exchange for some bullpen help. If they can lean on their big arms, they're in a good spot. 3 names to watch out for: Elmo Slayer, Dare Neverwalker, Bishop Fuller. D tier. The Herbivores are easily the best defensive team, backed by a solid group of starters. Their speed helps them on offense, but their hitting is a problem. It's only better than the Sandcats. Theirs is a strategy of run prevention. They're not trying to win any shootouts. Leading them are Henry Hamster, Chuck Filthwick, and Grunt Manley. D tier. Don't let the Wild Pigs fool you. This is a pitching team. It's not a super explosive offense despite high-level speed and decent power, nor is their defense terribly impressive, but they do get it done on the mound, boasting the 4th best overall staff. Top of mind when facing them should be Bloop Michaels, Wes Yogurt, and Alana Lantana. C tier. The Jacks have a skill set of peaks and valleys. They're the runner-up lineup when it comes to pure hitting, but they are the slowest team. Their starters are a glaring weakness, but they have a strongly formulated bullpen. All they want is to grab a lead and turn the game over to them. Their best performers are Juice Jackson, Immaculate Spectaculo, and Huffley Buffler. C tier. The Freebooters are built around pitching with an extra emphasis on the bullpen. They believe pitching is key in run prevention. They don't bother much with defense and rank last in the league. Offensively, they have some solid bats to back up their 2nd overall pitching staff. Their best reps are Guns Jackman, Steamboat Wissell, and Grace Lupinovich. C tier. The Overdogs are unique. They have some modestly productive arms, but generally don't focus on pitching. Neither is defense a focus for them. To them, offense is king. While their hitting is impressive, they will assert themselves with their wheels. Nobody's faster. Their top dogs are Sakta Song, Rhonda Horn, and Anton Goodwood. B tier. The epitome of pitching. The Moonstars plot to ruin opposing lineups, leaving them tense for games to come. They place a special emphasis on starters, but their staff is by far the overall best. Their modestly skilled position guys will need to ride the arms to victory. The best they have are Alicia Woodrow, Slip Sauter, and Nance Tools, A tier. Noted for their power, the Sirloins have other sneaky tools. Realistically, they're a starting pitching team with a very solid group of position guys. A dose of speed and sound defense complement their pop. Their pen is extremely shallow and represents their sole weakness. Their most talented guys are Hammer Longballo, Manny Kays, and Cat Stanza, A tier. The Hot Corners rank among the best hitting teams, and their pitching is above average. That's a recipe for a solid club. Does their complete disregard for defense set them back? Sure, somewhat. But for every ball they drop, they just might hit another out. Leading the corners are Bo Belter, Stan Alive, and Yolanda Cooper, A tier. The Moose are not far from the HCs. They go a little less hard on hitting to pick up more pitching and a little bit more defense. They end up impressively pitching-centric and boast the third best staff. On top of that, position guys are top 10, impressive to say the least. Headlining for the Elk, we have Charlie Best, Rip Dingers, and Rhiannon Cannon, A tier. I want to preface the top 3 by saying that while the discrepancy between teams is a slight taper throughout the list, these 3 are so close it almost doesn't exist. But you're here to see rankings, so I'm going to order them based on my best calculations. Here's the top 3. The Nemesis easily have the best group of position players in the game. Their hitting is dominant. Their defense is great. They only lack speed. Offsetting this, they do have a league-worst pitching staff, but I believe their hitting is far better than their pitching is bad, so they maintain S-tier status. We all know their best. Jock Sports, Hito Moonshada, and Jackie Slam, S-tier. The wide loads are built similarly. They give some ground to their rivals on hitting and defense to boost their pitching to nearly league average. What we end up with is a squad of bombers who can't run, but can't really be exploited in any other regard. In a no DH format, I have them as the best overall team, but if you average the 2 formats, there is one better. The best hippopotamuses are Hack Liner, Chug Bourbony, and Chimo Gaspar, S tier. I'm ranking the Blowfish first, a top 3 lineup, the same 3 teams you see in S tier, with top 5 hitting, respectable speed, and an above average pitching staff. You can't argue with those numbers. This group is formidable. If you're going to hurt them, you might have to get into their pen, which is below average, or they might have some defensive hiccups. Overall, though, they have so much going for them, more than any other club. The best fish are Elvis Stanley, Marvin Steed, and Harry Backman. The Blowfish are the best group of players in Super Mega Baseball 3. Thanks for watching my rankings. Please like and subscribe. I'd love to hear your opinions on my list in the comments. Keep watch for more SMB videos as we transition to the new game.